Now you retired from Compton because you had a bad knee or something like that. You had knee operation, right?
I had a bad a traffic accident and messed up my ankle.
Okay, your ankle. My bad. Okay.
But I really retired because they were about to fire my ass for hanging around Suge Knight and them after that El Rey Theater incident.
Is that where DJ QUIK? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Some 60 Crips and DJ QUIK and them got into a brawl, and during the brawl, he died.
He mentioned that on Use a Gaxgsta, right?
Yeah. No, I'm not. Yeah, so I had to get out of there after that.
You know Suge since elementary school. When did he become the gangster that we all? I'm sorry, the gangster that people started to fear. Was he always like that, or was that something that just happened?
No. That's one thing. One thing I gotta say about Suge, he was always a bully.
Okay.
He had some cousins that were tough. Ronald and Donald Knight.
Okay.
That was a year older than him. They were two twin brothers.
Okay.
And so you had all three of them together. But Suge was always, at the time, Donald was kind of the one that did a lot of talking than Suge. Ronald was quiet. Now it's the other way around. Ronald's the fool now, and Donald's kind of quiet.
Okay.
But he was always, because they were always bigger than everybody. You know, and so they were always, and then they was at Linwood, and they were dudes from Compton. And so they kind of act up at Linwood, probably a little tougher than what they were.
Okay.
But he was always the type of dude that he is today as far as being a bully. And so I'm not gonna say that just because he got the money or got that squad behind him that it came like that, because he was doing stuff, as you know, with Big West and all of them before before he got really what the mob did.
So Reggie Wright says Suge Knight was always a bully. That makes sense. The story of Suge Knight is an amazing one. Someone who had so much, but he lost it all because he couldn't sit his ass down. Now, unfortunately, he's sitting down for a very, 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 very long time. And he's someone that as a teenager coming up in the 90s, I didn't idolize Snoop Dogg. I didn't idolize Warren G. I didn't idolize Dr. Dre at that time. And when I say idolize, I mean, I was looking at the Suge Knights. Like, man, I want to see the person who's controlling all of these people and the one who's making the real money. I was always a big supporter of Suge Knight, even though he got a bad rap back then. And someone who just, man, he was probably at one point worth at least 300 million, probably 400 million. Death Row 450 million, something like that. Something crazy like that. Everything Death Row touched, if it went gold, that was a bad album. Everything went platinum plus for quite some time, up into the unfortunate situation with Tupac Shakur. But it's interesting to hear Reggie Wright, someone who knows all of these people personally. It's interesting to hear someone like him give his side of the story. Now, what about that DJ QUIK situation? I remember hearing about that back then. I remember reading about it in a magazine or something. It might have even been DJ QUIK talking about it in an article. But the whole song Use a Gaxgsta was based on that situation with the 60s. And it's a great song. I mean, QUIK was one of those guys, man. He would make music that made you just want to dance. It didn't matter if he was talking some gangster shit behind it. You wanted to dance when you listen to DJ QUIK. And that's why I forever think DJ QUIK will be the greatest over even the Dr. Dre's of the world. Even over the Kanye Wests of the world. DJ QUIK, ultimate musician. He's the perfect musician. Lyrically, can't mess. He's a beast. Even to this day, I mean, QUIK still has lyrics. I obviously prefer his old stuff, but he's a beast on the instrumental. On the beats. He's a beast on the instruments. All around dope. But what do you guys think of this Reggie Wright interview so far? The link to the full interview is in the description. And when you click on that link, it's going to take you to NWA Stories with Lonzo. That is a show I do every single Tuesday with my homeboy Alonzo Williams, the godfather of West Coast hip hop. And we have awesome guests like Reggie, Wright, amongst others. So if you enjoy it, hit that subscribe button over there on NWA Stories with Lonzo. And if you appreciated this clip, you just might enjoy this bonus clip I'm about to play for you right now. Dusty Vision Radio. Today we're going to talk about DJ QUIK. DJ QUIK is not only my favorite hip-hop producer of all time, he is also my favorite all-around musician. The things that this man can do with instruments and behind the board is amazing. And when I was coming up, and even to this day, there's always been an argument. Who's better, DJ QUIK, Dr. Dre? Who do you like better, DJ QUIK, Dr. Dre? I give my utmost props to Dr. Dre for everything he's done in this business, especially behind the mixing board and behind the mic. But DJ QUIK will always be my answer. Remember the first time I heard DJ QUIK? It was in this city of Bell Gardens. Bell Gardens was where I got a lot of my early hip hop from. Bell Gardens is where I was introduced to NWA by a Mexican dude. How ironic is that? I remember asking him, what does NWA stand for? He said, niggas with attitude. I was like, oh, okay. Didn't think nothing of it. It's just, when you're a kid, you don't think that's just how we talk. I was introduced to Too Short in Bell Gardens. My old friend Ramiro had this white tape with cuss word after cuss word after cuss word. And as a 10-year-old, I needed more. I was like, so we listened to that tape every day. I would go over his house just to listen to the Too Short tape. Hey, dog, I'm here. Hey, what's up, homie? Let's play. Hey, can you put that Too Short tape on real quick? And DJ QUIK, I was first introduced to DJ QUIK in the city of Bell Gardens. First song that caught my attention from DJ QUIK. And this is after the red tape. I wasn't familiar with the red tape back then. I knew nothing about the red tape. It was Born and Raised in Compton was the album that got me. But there was a specific song on that album that I just played over and over again. Actually, there were two. But the first one that comes to mind is Loped Out Hood. Chilling in the corner on a Rappy and Spruce. 40 in my hand and the time to get loose. Got my Nikes on my Philly t-shirt and black khakis. I heard the horn blow, looked up, it was Jackie. I was like, okay, what is this? And I need more. Give me more, DJ QUIK. Pause. And the other song was QUIK is the Name. I love QUIK is the Name. For whatever reason, that song really caught me right away. But that whole album was dope. I mean, you had Sweet Black Pussy. I ain't even had Sweet Black Pussy at that time. But I was like, man, I want some Sweet Black Pussy after hearing this song.
They were in a record pool, Impact record pool. Danny Foot James and it was Tracy, Courtney, Danny. What was the other guy? It was two more. They had partners. Impact record pool. Y'all can look them up. They was on McClung, 4097 McClung Drive, right off Crenshaw and Martin Luther King Jr. Never forget it. I'm over there at the record pool like, oh, you guys are a record company. Like, hey, man, I got these cassettes that I can't keep up with. Man, they took us in the studio. They was like, what? They listened to Sweet Black Pussy and all this shit. They was like, man, y'all want a record deal? It's like, record? Ruby? Right? They take our cassette and send it to record companies. It's like, man, this ain't never gonna happen, but we got these guaranteed 100. I got 100 cassettes sold today, bro. That's $1,000. That's how I used to think. Like, nigga, that's $1,000. Nigga, $1,000 in 1988, 89. We in hindsight, we was the record company.
Of course, we have Tonight, which came to be one of his biggest hits. He still plays that to this day, and it still turns the crowd up. Tonight is the night. I mean, that right there, even that song back then, I was like, okay, this dude is amazing. His flow was on point. No one can say DJ QUIK is a whack rapper. Like, if anyone who says that, I don't think you understand true hip hop, especially true West Coast hip hop. But QUIK was killing it on tonight. He said, put my 40 in the freezer because it's time to get bent tonight. Tonight is the night. That was my shit. Another big hit that he plays to this day also, Born and Raised in Compton. When you're born and raised in Compton. He was talking about his equipment getting stolen. Remember, so he had that line about his equipment getting stolen, and that was a real, true line. He also had the Bomb Bud on this album. Now, back then, I didn't even know, once again, what the Bomb Bud was. But just like Sweet Black Pussy, I was like, I think I want some Bomb Bud. Didn't know what it was, but I want some. And you say music has no influence. Off top, I was 10 years old. I wanted Sweet Black Pussy, and I wanted Bomb Bud. And I had no idea what either of them were. I just know I wanted them. He also had a song called 8 Ball on that album. Pass me the 8 ball so I can get messed up. The name's DJ QUIK. So yo, what's up? That was my shit. Once again, had no idea what 8 ball was. After hearing it in song after song, I was like, okay, it's beer. I got it. Right away after hearing QUIK talk about it and NWA talk about it. Like 8 ball was the shit back then. And 8 ball is gross. When I first started drinking beer, I tried 8 ball and I don't know how anybody in their right mind, I don't know how an adult could drink 8 ball. I don't get it. Any of that malt liquor. I used to drink all that nasty shit. St. Ides. Ugh. All that. 8 ball, Mickey's, all that nasty shit. I was good. No. As I got older and my palate changed, I said, no, I can't be doing this 8 ball and all this bullshit. But 8 ball was gross, yo. Like, even to this day, I'll like get a whiff of it. Sometimes some random person will be, hey, actually, my brother brought some 40s for my 40th birthday. That was the last time I drank a 40. It was just something fun and funny that we did that day. Now this is where QUIK got me to this day. Back then, QUIK would have something called QUIK's Groove. And what it was just a couple minute song, 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. And it was just an instrumental. It was just a beat of DJ QUIK. And it was called QUIK's Groove. And on this album, he had one. And then he put one on the next album. He put one on the next album. He had about 5 or 6 different QUIK's Grooves. And each of them was better than the last. Each of them was better than the last. And me being an MC back then, and it was so hard to find beats, I would always rap over QUIK's Grooves. I wish I still had them to this day, but I had tapes and tapes of me just flowing, freestyling, writtens, all that over QUIK's Grooves. I can't be the only MC that did that back in the day. Comment down below if you've ever done that. I feel like I'm not the only person who's ever done that. But such a great album, and this is where we got introduced to Second to None. And High C was on this album as well.